Omdahl, and this is episode 902 of the Kristin Omdahl Show. If you're joining me live, please say hello. If you end up watching the recorded version, whether it's here on YouTube or on Instagram or Facebook, please or wherever I end up sharing it, please feel welcome to say hello. I love hearing from you. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes with me. If you have any questions for me, please always feel welcome to ask. Good morning, Lisa. Waiting for people to pop over from pre-chat and notifications to join me live from all over the world. Good morning, Grace and Kathy, Diane, Leona. Good morning. Hi, Lucy, Patricia, Karen, Pamela, Donna. Good morning. Happy hump day. It's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hooked by Suze. Good morning. Welcome back, everybody. Hopefully you're having a great day so far. I appreciate you joining me. Hi, Debbie. Good morning. We are back at the beach. This is the beautiful Gulf of Mexico behind me. Hi, Joe and Jane, Pamela. It's nice and calm here today, which is so relaxing. Hi, Marianne. I hope you can hear the waves and enjoy them. Hi, Wendy and Carrie, Kat. Good morning. Hi, Judy, Donna. Thank you, Karen. This is a top that I bought, I believe, on Amazon several years ago. It was just a plain old t-shirt. I cut out the neckline and crocheted with Be So Fine yarn. You can find this video, super popular video, here on my YouTube channel. Yes, I crocheted with a tidbit of Be So Fine yarn. Tidbits are the smaller 1/3 of a ball size of Be So Fine yarn. Be So Fine yarn comes 650 yards per ball, but you can get a tidbit size for about 215 yards for $10.99 instead. It's a great way to do smaller things like crochet on edging to embellish a top, or for making jewelry, earrings, bracelets, necklaces. I have tons of patterns for the Be So Fine tidbit yarn. Also, you can use them to do color work. So if you wanted to mix and match colors for a shawl or a top or anything, it's a nice way to get smaller portions of different colors as well. Judy's posting a link to the tidbits on my website. They're also available for bulk discounts and free shipping on qualifying orders. So, you know the drill. And reward points program. Does anybody have any questions about that? This is Chantilly lace in Be So Fine tidbit yarn, and I'll stand up so you can see my whole outfit. It's a simple crochet mesh, and the video is really easy to follow, and I explain it so that you can do it on any size. It doesn't matter what size you're doing. It's based on a ratio, not actually following sized garments. I'm wearing it with these cut-off jean shorts that are also from my Amazon shop. And I'm not quite comfortable enough to tuck my shirts in yet, but I don't always like wearing my shirts out. So I like to tie a little knot in the front of my shirt, but notice how I do it offset. I feel like I don't like things coming to the center. I like doing things offset. I think it just adds a different variation and a different type of layering. So that's it. I'm also wearing Amazon earrings. These are from that set that I bought before going to film season 12 for Knit and Crochet Now, which should be airing soon. I believe it starts airing this Friday, and I will explain it more about it when I know a little bit more. Thank you. Yes, I've lost 10 pounds so far, guys. I'm down from 193 to 183. I've got a ways to go still, but yeah, I've lost 10 pounds in about, I don't know, 2 or 3 months, I want to say. Hi, Edna and Jackie and Janet. Good morning. Yeah, I have a feeling these jean shorts are a little baggy on me. These are a size extra large, and I think I would prefer them in a large now based on my weight at the moment, but I'm in no rush to replace them because I'm not done losing weight either, so we'll see where I end up, and they're fine as baggy shorts for now too. What do you mean, Janet, not just wait? Rosemary, good morning. Good morning. Yes, season 12, you've watched me on season 11. Fantastic. Season 12 will be airing very soon on PBS and the Create channel. I believe Annie's catalog will also have it available as a DVD. As soon as I hear information about it, I will let you know. yeah, I don't have any information on the DVD set or the downloads or anything. Thank you, Janet. I appreciate it. Hi, Kiranjit. What was I going to say? Yeah, I know that they're saying that the first episodes are going to start airing on the 9th or the 10th, so I will check my on-demand, and I'm thinking maybe we'll go live, maybe we'll do the show from my living room one day, and we'll do a watch party and watch the show live. Would you like to watch it with me? Would that be fun? Might be cringy for me, but maybe it'll be fun to do it together live. How does that sound? I don't have a DVR player, so I'd have to coordinate the show around whatever time it airs in my area, but I will check it out today on demand and see when the first episode that I'm on will be on, and we can watch it together. Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of yeses, so okay, we'll do that for whichever episode makes sense for that. And that's the other thing, for those of you that are wondering why I changed the name of the show, it was so that I could share more of my life with you. You know how technical I can be at times, and so I really wanted to feel completely free to share whatever I'm excited and passionate about and whatever I want to share with you. And I don't want to feel limited by the word podcast or the words yarn on the beach or the words create, share, inspire, but mostly the podcast. That's why I switched it to the Kristin Omdahl Show, because I wanted to be able to change things up when they made sense. I don't want to have to create a new series for cooking or a new series for beach walks or a new series for anything. I want to be able to share all of my life with you in a very casual and organic way. And I felt like the only way to do that was to take the pressure off myself of the name. I know it might sound silly to some of you, but it meant something to me, and anything that keeps me lower stress makes it easier to share more with you. So I hope that makes sense. Anyway, so we may have to change the time or whatever to coordinate with the show, but on that given day, the show will just be on at a different time. So I'm trying to schedule the show a week out. If you've noticed that I scheduled every episode this week at the beginning of the week. So as I keep going and trying to stay organized and on top of things, I will try to schedule things out so that you can know if there's going to be a time change for something special like that. Oh, also, I found another beach the other day that has going to be amazing for a beach walk. It even involves a rock climb. But it has no cell service there. So again, for things like that, I think it'll be more fun. It'll be less limiting for me to be able to just record it and upload it for you rather than feel like I have to try to go live even though I know it won't work. So maybe that makes sense. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm just rambling. Anyway, I've got lots to show you today. So if there are no other questions about what we've talked about so far. Good morning, Judy, by the way, and thanks for sharing links for the DIY video for how to make this adorable crochet t-shirt. And don't worry if you're not the same size as me. The video explains how to do this on any size top, whether you're doing it for a newborn, a child, a woman, of any size. It tells you how to do it in theory so that you can do it on any size. You could even do it on a bunch of sizes and sell them if you wanted to. I think things that are low labor cost like this, I think make great additions to your side hustles, to your Etsy shops, or to the things that you sell. And what else? Where else do people sell things, finished things? What do you call them? Craft shows. So anytime I think that something is a lower labor cost, I'm always going to mention it, because I do like to encourage people to sell their items as side hustles, and if you can find a way to make a living at it, even better. But having said that, I know so many people ask me about how to price things and what to sell, and I always say anything where you can keep the labor costs down is something that's great for selling. So this would be a great item for selling. You could even add beads to it if you wanted to do this in a slightly different way. You could add stripes to it. You could do each of these rounds in a different color. Like, there's so many ways you could take this pattern and use it as a jumping off point for so many other things as well. Okay. But that's not even what I came to tell you about today. I did not finish telling you about new patterns yesterday. I only started with the Callie Mae cowl with flower embellishment, It's a knit cowl pattern with a crochet flower, and I made those on the Adi knitting machine, and I will be showing you how to do that this week as well in a tutorial video. So if you do not know how to knit, I'm going to show you how you can make those cowl scarves. I'm going to show you how to crochet the flower and how to knit the scarves on the machine, which will there again be great for selling because it's low labor. It would take you days to knit something that size, but on the machine it takes less than an hour to knit the whole scarf. So I'm going to show you that one day this week. And so again, it's a one ball project with the flower and the scarf. I will be showing you how to make the whole thing, and you will most likely agree with me that it ends up being something that you could absolutely sell and not have to eat it on the labor. Okay, so you ready to see some new patterns? So one of the things that's been requested many times was to bring out Be So Airy yarn in all the primary colors of the rainbow. We had like a good chunk of the colors of the rainbow, but we were missing orange and yellow. And sometimes requests are feasible, sometimes they aren't feasible, sometimes they're feasible long term but not short term. Well, anyway, this one worked out really well. So now Be So Airy, not only does it come in 26 colors, but it comes in the Roy G. Biv, if you remember from elementary school, the Roy G. Biv version of rainbow, which is ROYBGIV, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. So here we go. Candy apple red, orange, yellow, emerald green. Am I going to be able to hold these all up? Maybe. Azure blue, sapphire blue, which is more of the cross between blue and violet, so it's like a blue violet, and then here is violet. How vibrant and gorgeous is this set of colors? So you can get Be So Airy yarn on my website exclusively. It is amazing for making sun hats and bags. It's awesome. You can see my projects that I've made in it. If you check out the Share a Project portion of my website, you can see what everybody else has made in it. Lots of people have made the hats and bags so far. And I did make a couple of things in the rainbow spectrum. I made this bag. How cute is this? And it's so easy to make. It starts at the bottom. We start with an oval base, and then we work even in double crochet all the way up the bag and finish with some super easy and durable handles. It ends up being a fantastic size for a tote bag. It goes over your shoulder easily. Isn't that adorable? Looks fantastic with my white outfit. I'm going shopping for veggies after the show this morning, and I thought that this rainbow bag would look so cute at the market with my white outfit. So cute. I'm also wearing my Oon little ballet flats this morning. Aren't they adorable? You can get these in my Amazon shop too. Aren't they adorable with this outfit? I'm gonna look so cute buying my veggies. Yay! Anyway, so I had to use 7 balls of Be So Airy yarn to make this. So the other thing that I wanted to show you is how much yarn you have left over for making lots of other things. So when you buy all 7 balls, you're going to have leftover yarn. I used the leftover yarn to make Jocasta plant hangers, modifying the pattern from Be So Easy yarn that I use for indoor plants and modifying it for my outdoor plants in using a smaller hook because this yarn is smaller. So Be So Easy yarn and the Jocasta pattern were done on an 8 or 9 millimeter hook, and because it's a number 5 yarn, this is a number 3 DK weight yarn. So I altered the hook size to a 5 millimeter because I was making smaller plant hangers anyway for my sun-loving Vandas, and you can learn all about that in a blog post that I shared on my website. Anyway, I've made this bag, and I've made 7 of the plant hangers, and look how much yarn I still have. I have tons of yarn left. I could make several more plant hangers in each color. I could make another bag. In fact, I'll weigh this when I go home to see exactly how many bags you could get out of this set. But you know, don't let the price of 7 balls of yarn intimidate you into thinking that this is an expensive project, because you have so much yarn left over to make all sorts of things in 1 color, 2 colors, or in the 7 color spectrum. So it ends up being a lot better deal than it may look from the get-go, because there's way more yarn left over than you use, so you're going to be able to make tons of rainbow things with it. Now that is exciting. And again, because these things work up fast, again, these would be great things for selling. What if you sold all 7 of the plant hangers as a rainbow set like I made, or sold the bags, or there's so many different ways you could do it. So you can find all, Judy's posting so many links. Thank you so much for your help, Judy. So if you want those links right away, she's sharing them live in the feed. Also, we will update the show notes in the video description after the show. So if you wait like an hour or 2 after the show's over, you can find all the links for everything I talk about in the video description. And Judy's been doing this for a long time, so it's every day. Thank you, Judy. It's so helpful for everybody, and I know it's so convenient. Even though you can search for any of these things on my website as well, it is a huge convenience and very thoughtful that Judy does this for everybody. So thank you. All right, any questions about Be So Airy, the rainbow colors, or any of the patterns that I've mentioned so far? Or questions about side hustle and labor costs? I'm willing to answer any questions that I have answers to, if you have questions. And if you don't have any questions, that's okay. If you have questions about other things, go ahead and ask them. I have more goodies to share with you, so I'll wait a minute and then we'll move on. Do you like these earrings as much as I do? I don't know, I just love these. They look like shell, but they're like beyond light. So cute. They're so light for how big they are. Hi, Jill, good morning. Thanks, Joe. I love them. I love the whole set. I do have a jewelry surprise for you guys this week too. We're going to do a different type of a show tomorrow. I'm going to have a great discount code for a product that I'm going to share with you, and we're going to talk about jewelry for a while. It's going to be so fun. You don't want to miss it, and we will be in my studio to talk about it. That's going to be tomorrow. You don't want to miss it. Huge savings. I've got a huge discount code to share with you tomorrow on a product that I could just get tears in my eyes. I love so much. It's gonna be fun. You'll like it. Be like girl talk kind of a show tomorrow. And organizing. We'll talk a lot about organizing and cleaning and maintaining jewelry too. It'll be fun. It'll be crochet jewelry, knit jewelry. We're gonna take a walk down memory lane with some older projects. What about tidbits, Melanie? Tidbits are fantastic for making jewelry, and I use tidbits for crochet on fabric like this. I use them for color work and #1 fingering weight yarn, shawl patterns, and garment patterns, and I use it for jewelry. Any examples for how much you charge for items? I think how much you would charge for items really has to do with where you're selling them. You have to really compare, like, because you don't want to price things in a way that they don't sell, and you don't want to overprice or underprice. So I do, oh, the bulk discounts are on tidbits. It's there. If you go to the tidbit yarn product page on my website, there's a whole list of the tiered discounts on bulk discounts there. It is. All the yarns have bulk discounts. All the patterns have bulk discounts too. The more patterns you buy at $1.99, the more you save as well. So fun. Where was I? Oh, the price on selling garments. I really think that it depends on what things are going for in the area that you're selling them in. You know, compare prices on Etsy if that's where you're selling. Compare prices on Facebook Marketplace if that's where you're selling. Compare other prices in a craft show if that's where you're selling. You know, you definitely want to cover the cost of the yarn. Ideally, you want to cover the cost of your labor at the hourly rate that you want. That would be ideal. Sometimes that's not always practical. So there are different ways. It depends on how you want to profit from it, or what your goal is. Some people just want to cover the cost of their crafting hobby, so it really does depend. There's a lot of ways to price things for selling, but we can go into that in further detail on another day. All right, so you ready to see the other patterns that I forgot to show you yesterday? So we talked about the brand new yarn, I thought I saw a bug. Did you see me jump? So yesterday we talked about Be So Vivid Yarn, my brand new number four worsted weight, very beautiful, soft, gradient, self-striping yarn that is 100% hypoallergenic, 100% animal-free, and comes in 15 gorgeous, gorgeous colors. It has a halo to it, like a mohair or wool blended yarn, but it is 100% animal-free. It's number 4 worsted weight, 70% cotton, 30% acrylic, and as soft as you can possibly imagine. It is just scrumptious, and it comes in the most gorgeous self-striping colorways. We went over all of them yesterday in great detail. You can watch that video. It's episode 901. You can also see lots of up-close photos on the Be So Vivid Yarn page where I show you how it looks in the ball. I show you how it looks knit up. I have a worded description of each of the colors in each of the colorways. So lots of information there. And I also released 3 patterns for the launch of the 15 that are coming this month. But I only showed one yesterday, which was the Callie Mae knit cowl with crochet flower embellishment, a knit and crochet combo pattern, which I get asked to do all the time. But there are 2 other patterns that I released also that I didn't get a chance to show you yesterday that I want to show you today. And these are $1.99 patterns, including lots of detailed charts. And these are both shawls that are 2-ball projects. This is the Ayla knit shawl. And what's really interesting about this one is it's worked side to side, and with a self-striping yarn, side to side means you get vertical stripes, and you notice that beautiful edging. The edging is worked simultaneously with the shawl, so it is done seamlessly in one piece. You start small at this edge, and then you increase the body, but work the repeat of the edging till you get to the center, and then you start decreasing all the way back down until you get back down to the number of stitches you started with, which I think is 5. It's really small. But isn't that beautiful? This is 2 balls of Be So Vivid yarn in color Berry Nice, which has beautiful pinks and purples. And what I wanted you to see is that transition between the pinks and purples. Yes, isn't that gorgeous drape? It's 70% cotton, 30% acrylic. It has an amazing halo. Can you see that furry halo on it? So soft and beautiful. Amazing drape, animal free, just beautiful. That's a 2-ball project. And that one's knit. And then I have the Stella Luna shawl, which is crocheted. And this one has a really fun, and I'll show you the color first. This one is in Miami Vibe, which has corals and peaches and turquoises and teals. So beautiful. And this one starts with the motifs, and so as I crocheted the motifs, I kept them in order so that you could see the transition of the gradient in order too. This is all from the same ball of yarn and all done in sequence. Does that make sense? So you can see how the color changes. And then once you crochet all the motifs and join them together, then you pick up along the edge and work the first longest row of the shawl, and then decrease up to the top. So this is a bottom-up construction where you start with the biggest row and decrease your way down to the smallest row. Now I did this one, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did this one with 9 motifs. If you wanted to make this a larger shawl, you would need more balls of yarn, but you could go up to 11 or 13 or even 15 motifs. And the pattern is made so that the multiple of the decreased wedge in here is made per motif. So you could absolutely modify this to make it larger or smaller very easily, because the way you decrease for the shawl is the pattern repeat is built upon the number of motifs. So if you wanted to make it bigger or smaller, it would be very easy to do. And isn't it cool to, now this is where I was talking about modular construction yesterday. Depending on the direction in which you're knitting or crocheting, if you combine multiple directions, you get different looks in a gradient yarn. So look at how it's a radial gradient in the circles. We're getting fancy in our math terms again, don't worry. It just means that the color changes from the inside out. And then when you go to the shawl portion, working from the bottom up with decreases, you get these beautiful stripes that accentuate the modular construction of the shawl as well. Now, if you don't like this in the stripes, you could do it in Be So Easy yarn. Do it in Be So Easy yarn in a solid color. Do it in Be So Sporty yarn in a solid color. And better still, because this pattern is so easy to modify because of the way it's written, you could do it in a different weight yarn and do a different number of motifs. So let's say you were doing it in Be So Easy yarn in a much bigger hook, you could do less motifs and still make it the same size. Or if you want to do a thinner yarn like Be So Fine or Be So Sporty, you could do it, make smaller motifs, you would make more of them, and it would be more stitches and more rows, obviously, because it's a smaller hook, smaller yarn, but you could use the same pattern for that. And I think that's really amazing. Does that make sense? I'll wait a second to make sure that that makes sense and hold it up so you can see a little more. Yes, it makes sense. Wonderful. And I'll talk a little bit about that in the tutorial videos as well. My goal is to make tutorial videos for the released patterns before releasing the next pattern. So that's the goal. If I end up taking too long to release the videos, then I'll just keep releasing the patterns. But that's the goal. You know, we have the best of intentions and then life gets in the way of our goals, right? So sometimes things work out the way we plan and sometimes they don't, but that's okay. As long as we just don't give up and keep moving forward, that's all that matters, right? Is there a tablecloth on the pattern? I don't believe I have a full-size tablecloth per se, but you could take any motif that I use for shawls or for afghans, and you could use it in an appropriate yarn to make a tablecloth. You could take any rectangular scarf pattern or rectangular afghan pattern and use it in an appropriate yarn to make a tablecloth. But I do not have, I have some doily patterns which are more circular, and I have table runner patterns, but I don't have an actual tablecloth per se, if that's but like I'm saying, I don't think you need one. If you want to make a circular tablecloth, use a circular shawl pattern. If you want to make a rectangular or square tablecloth, use a rectangular or square afghan or shawl pattern and just use it in the yarn that you want to use for a tablecloth, and you'll be fine. You don't have to feel limited to the name of the project. There are all sorts of ways to take whatever shape you're looking to create. Like, give me, for example, whoever asked about the tablecloth, what shape are you looking for? You're looking for square, rectangular, or oval, or what's the other one? Circular. Let's see if I can point you in the right direction. Rectangular. Yeah, I would definitely focus on things that are made in motifs and see which motif appeals to you. And you could, because you can combine motifs easily. In fact, I have some table runner patterns in motifs that I think could easily just be made bigger to accommodate a tablecloth. And those, I have a couple of table runners that are rectangular that are done in motifs that you could just, you know, make as many motifs as you need. But don't even feel limited to home dec projects. If there's a motif that you like in any of my other patterns, you could use it to create a rectangular shape of any kind, including I have motifs for shrugs, motifs for shawls, motifs for garments. You can use any of them to create any two-dimensional shape. That's quite easy to do. Great questions. Any other questions? Wait and see if there's any other questions. How about we go look at the water real quick before we end the show then? Because it looks awfully pretty today. Yes, if you are interested in winning a free ball of Be So Vivid yarn, please head over to episode 901, yesterday's episode of of the Kristin Omdahl show, and I knew that was going to happen. And make sure you leave a comment. I will be choosing 15 random comments on Friday, each one will win one of the balls of the 15 colors of Be So Vivid yarn. I saw a question about animal cruelty and I did not get to it. I did not get to read it all the way. So if your question is important to you, please leave it in the recorded version of the show today, and I will answer it if I can live or on the comment. If not, I will share it in the next episode of the show. Look at how beautiful. Isn't that lovely? Okay, so like 15 colors of Be So Vivid yarn. I'm going to be giving away one ball each of all 15 colors on Friday. So if you want to leave a comment on episode 901, you can. One comment per person, and I will be randomly picking them on Friday. I'll probably be giving away a bag with them too. So I think we said it was a $180 value yesterday. Probably more like double that, because I'm going to be giving away a bag with each of those balls of yarn too. So how's that? All right. Again, animal cruelty question, leave it in the comments so I can read it later, because I did not get to it and it sounds like something that I would like to address. So please feel welcome to ask it again in the recordings. I want to thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. You have so many choices every single day, every minute of every single day. And the fact that you chose to spend 30 minutes with me means the world to me. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the beach. I hope you enjoyed all my goodies, chatting with me and everyone else here. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget, tomorrow's episode, we're going to do something special, and it's going to be very girl talky, and I think you're going to love it. So please join me tomorrow for episode 903 of the Kristin Omdahl Show. Bye-bye.